In the latter part of my PhD, I was working with a national boxing team. We had Aboriginal athletes on the team, and those athletes were people I could relate with. What I found was the way they motivated themselves in advance of those big international competitions was very different from the Canadian-born white mainstream athletes. When I landed up speaking to one particular Aboriginal athlete, the light bulb went on. He started talking about his community, and he started talking about the importance of going back to that community, and it wasn't really all that important about what he achieved as an individual, but more his representation of the community at large. And his motivational strategies were quite different than anything I was accustomed to, which then opened the door to something we now call cultural sports psychology. Recently, I was appointed as the Canada Research Chair in Multicultural Sport and Physical Activity, and my mandate through that project is to work with populations here in Canada where those particular people typically would not have a space in sport and physical activity. Originally, I started being funded by the Social Science and Humanities Research Council of Canada to look at the motivational practices of elite Aboriginal athletes. A few years into that work, where I was working with Wikwemikong and Seated Reserve, they came to me and said, you know, it's great that you're looking at Aboriginal elite athletes, but we've got some challenges here on the reserve that we want looked at, and we think you're ready to tackle why our youth aren't engaging and staying engaged in physical activity on the reserve. We did focus groups, and then those became talking circles, and then from talking circles they became feasts, and slowly but surely the research we did became much more culturally centralizing of the local Aboriginal practices of Wikwemikong. We've actually shifted the landscape of sports psychology so it now is inclusive of many of the things that Laurentian University embraces in our tricultural mandate.